Imagine a world where animals can talk. Not just the occasional mimicry of a parrot or the playful bark of a dog, but real, meaningful conversations. A world where every creature, from the tiniest insect to the largest mammal, has a voice and can express its thoughts, feelings, and desires. This is a world where the boundaries of communication are shattered, and the silent become vocal. Not just parrots mimicking sounds, but real conversations. Imagine a parrot not just repeating what it hears, but engaging in a dialogue, sharing its experiences of flying through the forest, the taste of different fruits, and the stories of the other animals it encounters. The parrot becomes a storyteller, a historian, and a friend. Dogs expressing love, cats voicing opinions, and cows sharing their thoughts on the best kind of grass. Imagine your dog telling you how much it loves you, describing its favorite spots to be scratched, and recounting its dreams. Cats, with their independent nature, might share their opinions on the best sunlit spots in the house, the most comfortable places to nap, and their secret adventures at night. Cows, often seen as simple grazers, could discuss the nuances of different grasses, the social dynamics of their herd, and their thoughts on the changing seasons. This isn't a fairy tale, but a thought experiment, a what-if scenario to explore the unknown. What if we could break the barriers of species and truly understand the world from another's perspective? This thought experiment challenges us to think beyond our human-centric view and consider the rich inner lives of the animals around us. What if overnight every animal on Earth could suddenly tell us what they were thinking and feeling? Would we understand them? Imagine waking up to a world where the silence of animals is replaced by a symphony of voices. Each animal, with its unique perspective, adds to the chorus of life. The birds in the trees, the fish in the sea, the insects in the grass, all sharing their stories, their fears, their joys. More importantly, would we listen? In a world where we often struggle to listen to each other, would we take the time to truly hear the voices of the animals? Listening requires more than just hearing words. It requires empathy, understanding, and a willingness to see the world through another's eyes. It challenges us to be better, more compassionate beings. The world as we know it would change forever, and the relationship between humans and animals would never be the same. Our interactions with animals would become more profound, more meaningful. We would no longer see them as mere pets or livestock, but as sentient beings with their own stories, their own wisdom. This shift in perspective could lead to a more harmonious coexistence, where the needs and desires of all creatures are respected and valued. The first change would be the most obvious, a cacophony of sound. The once quiet forests, fields, and oceans would be filled with the voices of animals. Each species, with its unique way of communicating, would add to the rich tapestry of sound. It would be a beautiful, chaotic symphony, a testament to the diversity of life on Earth. Imagine waking up to a chorus of bird song, not just melodic chirps, but actual greetings and gossip. Birds discussing the best places to find food, sharing news of the day, and even gossiping about the latest happenings in their community. The morning chorus would become a rich tapestry of stories, a daily news broadcast from the avian world. Picture walking through a forest alive with the chatter of squirrels, the rustling leaves whispering secrets in the wind, squirrels discussing their latest acorn finds, warning each other of potential dangers, and sharing stories of their adventures. The forest would become a living, breathing community where every creature has a voice and a story to tell. This newfound ability to communicate would be both exhilarating and overwhelming. The sheer volume of voices, each with its own unique perspective, would be a lot to take in. But it would also be a beautiful reminder of the richness and diversity of life on our planet. It would challenge us to be more attentive, more empathetic, and more connected to the world around us. We would finally be able to understand the creatures we share our planet with, but it would require learning to listen in a whole new way. It would require us to be patient, to be open-minded, and to be willing to learn from the animals around us. This new form of communication could lead to a deeper understanding and appreciation of the natural world, fostering a sense of unity and respect for all living beings. Imagine a world where we can ask animals about their environment. Picture a scenario where the creatures of the earth, sea, and sky could communicate their experiences directly to us. This isn't just a whimsical fantasy, but a profound opportunity to deepen our understanding of the natural world. We could learn about the impact of pollution from the fish in our rivers. These aquatic beings, who navigate through the waters daily, would provide first-hand accounts of the changes in their habitats. They could tell us about the toxins they encounter, the shifts in water temperature, and the decline in their populations due to human activities. Birds could tell us about changes in climate patterns they observe from the sky. As they migrate across continents, they witness the alterations in weather, the shifting of seasons, and the impact of climate change on their migratory routes. Their stories would be invaluable in understanding the broader implications of our environmental actions. Animals, with their direct connection to the natural world, would become invaluable sources of information about the health of our planet. From the smallest insects to the largest mammals, each species has a unique perspective on the ecosystems they inhabit. They could alert us to the early signs of ecological distress, helping us to take proactive measures to protect our environment. We could use their insights to better protect endangered species and conserve fragile ecosystems. By understanding their needs and the challenges they face, we could create more effective conservation strategies. This knowledge would enable us to design habitats that support their survival and promote biodiversity. Imagine tracking migration patterns through the stories of whales. These majestic creatures traverse vast oceans, encountering various marine environments. Their narratives would reveal the health of our seas, the presence of pollutants, and the effects of climate change on marine life. This information would be crucial for marine conservation efforts, or understanding the behavior of bees through their intricate hive communication. Bees play a critical role in pollination, and their well-being is directly linked to our food security. By decoding their communication, we could gain insights into the health of our agricultural systems and the impact of pesticides and other threats on their populations. This newfound knowledge would revolutionize our understanding of ecology and conservation efforts. It would bridge the gap between humans and the natural world, fostering a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of all life forms. Scientists and conservationists could collaborate with animals to develop innovative solutions to environmental challenges. However, this access to information wouldn't come without responsibility. We must approach this opportunity with humility and respect, recognizing that animals are sentient beings with their own rights and autonomy. Our interactions should be guided by ethical principles, ensuring that we do not exploit or harm them in our quest for knowledge. We would need to ensure that our interactions with animals are respectful and ethical, recognizing their right to privacy and autonomy even as we seek their wisdom. By doing so, we can create a harmonious relationship with the natural world, one that benefits both humans and animals alike. This ethical approach would pave the way for a sustainable future where all species can thrive together. Hunting, a practice deeply ingrained in human history, would face a profound moral dilemma in a world where animals could plead for their lives. Imagine a world where the prey could speak, where the hunted could articulate their fears and desires. This scenario would force humanity to confront the ethical implications of hunting in a way never before considered. The age-old tradition of hunting, passed down through generations, would be challenged by the voices of those who have always been silent. Imagine a deer looking into the eyes of a hunter, begging for mercy with words that echo human fear and the desire to live. The hunter, once confident in his role, now finds himself at a moral crossroads. The deer's plea is not just a cry for survival but a profound statement on the value of life. This moment of connection, where predator and prey see each other as sentient beings, would be a turning point in the history of hunting. Could we, in good conscience, continue to hunt for sport when the hunted can express their terror and pain? The hunter's internal conflict mirrors a larger societal debate. The thrill of the hunt, once seen as a test of skill and bravery, now becomes a moral quandary. The animal's ability to communicate their suffering forces us to reconsider the justification for hunting. Is it still a sport when the prey can beg for its life? This question would resonate deeply, challenging the very foundations of hunting culture. The ethics of hunting would become a topic of intense debate, with some arguing for its complete abolition and others struggling to reconcile tradition with this new reality. The discussions would be heated, with passionate arguments on both sides. Those in favor of hunting might argue that it is a necessary part of human heritage and survival, while opponents would highlight the moral implications of taking a life that can plead for mercy. This debate would not be confined to hunters and animal rights activists, but would permeate all levels of society, from lawmakers to everyday citizens. The very act of hunting might transform, evolving from a pursuit of prey to a negotiation for resources. In this new world, hunters and animals might come to an understanding, negotiating terms that respect the needs and rights of both parties. This shift would require a profound change in perspective, seeing animals not just as resources but as partners in a shared ecosystem. The negotiations could lead to more sustainable practices, where the focus is on balance and coexistence rather than domination and conquest. Perhaps sustainable hunting practices agreed upon through interspecies dialogue could emerge, forever changing the dynamics between hunter and hunted. These practices would be based on mutual respect and understanding, ensuring that the needs of both humans and animals are met. The council meetings, where humans and animals discuss and plan together, would symbolize a new era of cooperation. This new dynamic would not only preserve the tradition of hunting, but also ensure that it is done in a way that is ethical and sustainable, reflecting a deeper connection between all living beings. Agriculture too would undergo a radical transformation in the near future. Imagine farmers consulting with their livestock, understanding their needs and preferences directly from the source itself. Cows could voice their opinions on grazing pastures, chickens could discuss optimal nesting conditions in detail, and pigs could express their preference for mud baths. Factory farming, with its crowded and inhumane conditions, would likely become ethically untenable. The voices of animals, sharing their experiences of suffering and confinement, would be impossible to ignore. This shift could lead to a more compassionate and sustainable approach to food production. Imagine farms evolving into collaborative spaces where humans and animals work together, respecting each other's needs and well-being.